One of the British government's greatest fears during the Second World War was that Germany would launch a gas attack during one of the frequent air raids over the country's cities.
This fear had its origins in the use of mustard gas and chlorine and other such poisonous chemicals during World War I.
Here in Surrey, local authorities gave orders to organise mock gas attacks and public health demonstrations to ensure the public knew what to do in case such an event occurred. An article in the News Chronicle dated the 10th of December 1935 publicised the work being done to safeguard women and children. Under the headline, "Gas-proof cases save babies, mothers will pump in air," the newspaper outlined the propaganda benefits to gas masks and the new developments in their production. Evidence of this prevalent fear of aerial gas attacks lies in a memo from the Chemical Defence Research Department dating back to May 1936, even before the outbreak of war but coinciding with the rise of Adolf Hitler and Nazi Germany. The protection of infants was of paramount importance, and so a list of criteria was created in order to ensure their safety. It must protect, it must not cause distress to the baby, and it must be simple in operation so that parents can understand and have faith in its efficiency. This rather misshapen, bulky object functioned as an infant's gas mask. It is noticeably different from the image that the mind usually conjures whenever gas masks are discussed. The standard over-the-head piece that had one Doctor Who villain asking who his mummy was. The creation of infant gas masks demonstrates neatly the lengths that the British government went to in order to protect the youthful and innocent civilian population. Experiments carried out by the Air Raid Precautions Organisation, otherwise known as ARP, showed that children over the age of 4 could wear a respirator without much difficulty or distress. However, it was quickly recognised that infants could not. So, contraptions like this one were developed at Porton, the site of the Chemical Defence Research Department. Earlier prototypes were made of covered cardboard box with a window made of non-flammable material. To ensure that all-important air supply, this box was fitted with a hand pump and an air filtering container, bulky but effective. Shockingly, there were cases of mothers leaving their babies for far too long without pumping, leading to fatal consequences. The infant gas mask displayed here at Egham Museum is an example of the alterations and improvements made to the original prototype, completed in 1938. The cardboard box was replaced by the idea of a protective bag, made of a thin rubberised material and a transparent cellulose acetate window. The challenge for mothers was to make sure that they placed their babies safely and securely in these protective gas-proof bags and make sure a clean air supply was continuously pumped. Test results demonstrated the bags were of a tricky nature. Time taken to completely encase a baby ranged from an impressive 12 seconds to a rather sluggish 2.5 minutes. So, what was a normal gas mask like to wear?
And we had to have them on, and I couldn't bear it. I just went hysterical because it sort of clamped all. And I remember my mum was saying, well, if you won't be gassed, you won't be gassed, you know, and I think she was thinking of the First World War that they'd been through.
Were you taught how to put it on?
Oh yes, yes, and we had to have it with us all times. You didn't go out without it.
What was it like, was it difficult to put on?
No, you just sort of got your head down and then brought it round over your head, and then you had to see it was, you know, tight round your nose and mouth.
More than 40 million gas masks were issued freely to the British population, and not just in standard issue designs. Infant gas masks were not the only efforts made to make sure that children were suitably protected from potential gas attacks. Many young children found the idea of wearing a respirator rather intimidating, and so the British and American governments went to great lengths to make sure that gas masks were made appealing. T.W. Smith Jr., the American owner of the Sun Rubber Company, and his designer Dietrich Rempel presented sketches of the Mickey Mouse gas mask to US Major General William Porter in 1942. American children were treated to these more lifelike creations, but rather unfortunately for British children, masks designed in this country looked absolutely nothing like the cartoon character. If nothing else, I think they look a little bit scary.
British Mickey Mouse gas masks were made of red rubber, note the attempt at the nose, with round plastic eyepieces, with a blue-coloured air filter,
which apparently left a rather lovely chemical taste in the mouth. Children were taught to put the mask over their heads and their thumbs inside the straps, and then to put their chins well inside the mask and pull the straps over their heads. Both Allied and Axis powers experimented with and stockpiled poisonous gases throughout the Second World War. Anthrax, nerve gases and cyanide are but 3 examples. Fortunately, no one deployed these against the civilian population, most likely because of fear of retaliation in kind. Nevertheless, the threat of gas attack was very real throughout the war, but the British population were well trained and equipped in case disaster struck.